Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Like I start everything off with a prayer. God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Welcome to the BAMS, Complete Martial Artists, 5th, 10th, and the 15th of the month talk. I'm going to just get right to it. Think about what the 5th, 10th, and the 15th of each month is to you. Talk to me now. You tell me. Well, I'm going to come to you from a level of where I know it best. Growing up in the inner city of Baltimore, as a kid, I always wondered why my mom was so happy and joyful, yet so stressful and panicked and felt as though she had to drink and, just end her life at certain times. There was a moment of joy, and there was a moment of sadness and depression because that was welfare check day. On the 5th, she got her welfare check. And whatever money she got, and she waited for it throughout that whole time, she now had to give to some man that came knocking on the door right on time, right on that day, with a bodyguard. Why? To come and collect his money for a sofa, whatever she was able to get on the arm for that probably cost nothing more than like $100. He skyrocketed the price to make it $1,000. So she was able to function through all those moments, man, to just see the stress. Food stamps probably came out on the 10th or some other thing came out on the 15th. That's just welfare check day, and when you think of any environment that deals with that sort of insanity, you make more money on that day in the projects selling drugs or selling death or taking advantage of people than any other time of the year other than Christmas. And everything's set up. Even when you think about your car notes, your home, your mortgage, whatever you got going on, whatever bills you got to pay, most of the time they are due on the 5th, 10th, and the 15th of the month. We cannot no longer be allowed insanity to control how we react and how we respond. And I just need to think about that. When I thought about what I was going to do, I need to think about that, man, because that was a day on both sides. I seen what it did to my mom. I seen the joy that it put in our hearts when I had to, get a little money to go and get the corned beef for the month or go get the things that made us be able to sit back and enjoy life. But after those 3 days was gone, man, times of the month, it was hard. It was a struggle. You understand what I'm saying? You out there doing whatever it takes. But then on the other side, as a hustler, when you sitting out there, you done sit and seen millions of dollars being made, G's being made per minute. You know what I'm saying? You sitting back and you seeing people who don't have no money or people that would do whatever it takes to go out and take their whole welfare check, take all their food stamps to do whatever they can possibly do just to get that high. You understand what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from, man. We got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? We got to recognize, what we should be doing is being in control, surrendering to God at those times of the month and not reacting to what everybody else reacting to, but responding so we can learn how to gain control. That addict, and I'm speaking of myself, that drug addict, that hustler, whoever, when we allow things to determine our reactions, our responses in life, we ain't controlling nothing. We didn't just surrender we volunteered for incarceration or slavery on that level. Because when you held captive by any of those things, people, places, and things at certain times of the month, and you being dictated rather than dictating how you going to go about it. Like a fighter, you can't let the other fighter dictate what you going to do or force you to do what you don't want to do. You got to find a way to control the fight, control yourself throughout that process. Win, lose, or draw, you still maintain your focus on trying to stay in your lane and not reacting but responding. And if your response is off, if something goes wrong, which is going to happen, at least you got an authentic awareness, where you can go back and say, okay, let me correct this. And if you are authentically working and you are authentically allowing yourself to respond to the true nature of what's happening, guess what? You can easily change it and become a better person. So this app, once again, man, this is about the 5th, the 10th, and the 15th of the month. Can no longer let those days of insanity control us. I can't let it control me. I got to speak life, and that's what I want to do to you on those particular days. Speak life to you, man. Talk about different topics. Talk about principles that deal with being a complete person. When I say a complete martial artist, that's a lot more than just being, about kicks and punches. It's beyond the kicks and punches. If you should ever have to use a kick or a punch, you done already lost the fight. It's about being able to rise high and above all that stuff, man, and be the very best you can be and live life to its fullest and have the greatest level of wealth. And that's where I'm coming from. So I hope you continue to tune into this app. I hope you're ready to tune into it on the 1st. Tune into it on the 5th. I'm sorry about that. The 10th and the 15th. I got to just keep on spitting that out and remember that habit, man, because I done broke that cycle a long time ago. But I want you to think. Take a moment to think. What happens on the 5th? What happens on the 10th? What happens on the 15th? What happens all around the world on those 3 times of the month? Tell me. You understand what I'm saying? I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know where your mindset is at. You feel me? So I'll talk to you. See you soon.